how you are retrieving the videos from the database. So I want you to design a system kind of, YouTube or Netflix, where, as a user, you can log in into the system and you can do whatever you want to see. See, for example, you can watch some kind of video, you can bookmark your favorite thing, or maybe, when you are watching a movie, maybe half you have already watched and you have some urgent work and then you have left. So next time whenever you will be working, I mean, you'll be logging in, so you want to resume that movie from that time that time onward. So it is like that. So can you think about designing a system, similar to YouTube or Netflix kind of thing?
Mm, fine. So the first will be oh, so this will be my gateway. I think I can write over here. This is my API gateway. All the clients will be okay, one second. All the clients they will be basically coming to gateway. So and from there, if they so first they will go to the authentication service. Okay, auth service, and then if that goes through, in that case they will be going to the next service, which is going to take care of, which is basically responsible for showing all the thumbnails and basically going to show the home screen of it. So it could be the some landing. It could be like what service we can name, thumbnail service. We can name this probably. Uh, So once we have this, now the next thing will be user could like to upload something. So if user wants to upload, then they will be basically going to upload service, which is the service. And then after that, so this upload service again will have sub services like let's suppose you are uploading a video from the client.
Hmm.
So the client, the file that you are trying to upload, that has to be like a part file. We can create a small part of the file and uploading part, and
Hmm.
so it boils down to a single file metadata we are going to get initially, and like number of part files that we are going to get, and after that actual part file is going to come. So that becomes like aggregation of those. If somebody wants to view those, will be like another responsibility that we need to take care. So to do that, we'll have sub services which will be basically doing this uh, uploading part, all those kind of things. So it could have like multiple parts. One is client side and server side. So in both the sides, there will be some code required, which will be taking care of parallel upload of part files.
Okay.
Right? So so I'm not going. Do you want me to draw that, or should we? Uh,
No, one thing, Rupam, that I was looking for is like how you are retrieving the videos from the database. So suppose, for example, your search service might, whatever string I am giving, based on that it will show all the thumbnail of
right.
different kinds of video and all. But if you click on that particular video, so how your retrieve service or whatever service, so how you are going to fetch the data from the DB, and it will be showing, because most of this kind of application is very concerned about caching, right? So if you click on some video and it is taking lot of time to just for buffering, then people might not use your application, right? So I just want to see how you are going to implement that service, and so that the performance will be always better. It will be, there
Right.
won't be any much buffering time and fetch time. And also, like, think about the data uses. So if you start downloading full set of data, like if I click some video that is maybe 2 GB of size,
Right.
and think about your network bandwidth, and also that maybe if you start downloading, but I am not watching, I'm not liking this video, I can cancel, I can go ahead into the another video, right? So you can consider that thing as well.
Right. So this thumbnail service is going to store all the metadata of the video, and it's
Hmm.
not going to be responsible for the actual video content. The actual video content will be stored in like some S3 or some cold storage, and it will be basically having the part files which I would have uploaded. So they all will be present in a single folder. So what happens is, if when and they are all sorted based on the time at which they, I mean, based on the time means the first window will be like first few minutes, and after that maybe every 10 minutes of data I'll have one part file. What happens is, if user is trying to access a particular video, then request goes to the thumbnail service, and from the thumbnail service they basically see all the videos that are present, and if they click on it, in that case I'll be basically getting the first frame, and the client will have the responsibility of polling the next subsequent frame while the current frame is getting played. So if that happens, in that case, we are not loading everything at a stretch. We are going to load only a small frame of data in at any given point of time.
Okay. And okay,
So
so suppose, for example, you are, one chunk of data you are talking about, you will not download the full size of the video, but maybe some chunk of this data, maybe, so every 2 minutes or like every 5 minutes video, right? So so one, suppose in 5 minutes video you can download within 1 minute. Okay, so first 1 minute, all your next say maybe 5 minutes video, it is getting downloaded the second minute, so it will start downloading the next 5 minutes video. So how you are going, because the first 1 minute it has downloaded the next maybe 5 minutes video. Okay,
right.
and once in this buffering part is done, I mean, like, it is already downloaded in first 1 minute, in the 1 minute 1 second onward it will start downloading the next 5 minutes, or how you are going to design this?
Yeah, so that will be like as soon as it completes, it will move to the next frame, and so let's suppose within 1 minute it downloaded all the next 5 minutes content. In that case, again, it's going to poll for the next 5 minutes of content, and while the current video is getting played, and yeah, and so that we can bring all the yeah, that is one way of doing. Otherwise, we can also I mean, the benefit with this approach is, let's suppose the any chunk request is failing or timing out. In that case, we'll have some buffer to basically request again. So to do a retry. So to avail that, I was thinking that I mean, every time it completes downloading a video
Mhm.
chunk, it should go on to the it should be like greedily asking the backend, keep giving me content. Yeah, so that's what I was thinking.
Okay, okay, that is good. And do you have, do you want to implement any kind of caching thing? Because as long as if I click a video, always you are going to hit the DB, or like say, the suppose few videos are like, if some popular videos, cinemas or movies are releasing, and very first day or like first week, people will be watching those videos like anything, right? So in that case, you may not need to hit the DB all the cases so in that case, popular videos you want to put in the cache, so that you might be saving little bit more time while retrieving that.
Correct. So what I am planning to have is based on the ranking, I am going to have a I'm going to basically cache cache all the popular videos. They are first time frame, first Windows content, first time frame Windows content will be cached, and also the thumbnail and all those details that we see when, let's suppose, we are mouse hovering, we see some of the contents that are being played in video streaming platforms, right? So how they do it is they basically get their client application or browser will be basically getting this content as soon as we open or log in into their system. Now, that is also again paginated. So let's suppose initially 10 videos will be 10 videos content will be brought to the cache. It is like we are going to warm the cache and we are going to store it. So that will be having like multiple sides to it. Some certain content can be also cached at the client. Some content will be cached at the server, and this content again, and the content that we see as soon as we go into the system, that is again decided based on the ranking of the videos and based on the recommendation service. So these two will be basically deciding the content that I will be seeing, and at any given point of time, I am going to see, let's suppose, 20 out of it. So let's suppose they recommend hundreds of videos. So first 20 I'm going to show. Then again, if user scrolls, then it will be like the next page content. The client will be requesting for a next page content. So again, it will be a poll operation, and the next 20 that is recommended, that will be shown. So all this recommended content will be basically stored in a designated database, only the metadata. And this metadata information we are going to poll uh, as and when user scrolls.
Okay, okay, that makes sense. And maybe we have around 10 minutes of time. So I want to know your view on this, like that thing I was telling you, like if you log in from any system, so you will be able to design. So how you are going to design that part? Say any
Okay.
system, you might have multiple systems, say maybe two, three PCs, two mobiles, and if you log in, so how you are going to design that part?
Right. So basically, I am going to log in through my account, and my account will have a set of recommended content which I should be seeing when I log in. So if these this content will be getting decided based on the batch, it could be batch or real time recommendation. The easier work is to do it in a batch. Maybe every day night we can run a batch job which does ranking and which decides the content that I see in my system. And when they, let's suppose, click on a particular video and they have watched it before, so this whatever is in progress, for that, I am going to store the time at which the window was closed or time at which the session got timed out. So if I note this, in that case, I will have the data till which point user has watched. Now, since the cache, since the moment I log into my system, So I need to warm my cache, and I need to basically take based on the order in which I have watched the videos. For the ones which I have watched, I am going to basically load that particular frame, that particular window, not the first window. So I'm going to load that into the cache. It is like warming the cache the moment I log into the system. And after that, if user clicks on any particular video, then the cache is already warm. So I'll be getting that from cache. Of course, the first one could be little slower. The other ones will be relatively faster. Does
Okay,
that
and it
answer?
will, okay, so it will be a client side caching or the server side caching.
Right. So that will be again, that will be like mostly at the server side, the cache will be required. Uh, at the server side, the cache will be required because the content will be used, and if let's suppose user has a lot of items in progress, so in that case, I will be having something like recently I should order it based on the timestamp and timestamp at which the user has watched this, and in descending manner, so that whichever has been watched recently, that is placed at the beginning. And for this, I need to start doing the cache, right? I need to load the content into the cache, which will be so the first win. I mean the first one, which is in this descending order list, the first one content I can cache it at the client itself, because that is more likely user would like to visit. And for other things, I can there will be huge number of items. So for that, I can basically cache it at the server for the time window where user had watched before. Based on that metadata, I can cache the content uh, uh, in the cache, so that it becomes easier for the user to view when user clicks on any of those videos which are in progress, instead of getting it directly from cold storage. Because that becomes faster if we put it in some L2 cache. Yeah, that's what you would do. Some
Okay.
portion will be in L1 cache, something will be in L2 cache. By not exactly L1, what I meant is the client side cache, and some content will be there in disk cache. Again, caching will be here. It will be like a disk-based caching that will be required. For the first window, it will be like disk at the disk itself. We can cache. So that it becomes easier to stream those if
Hmm.
yeah.
Got it, got it. So yeah, that's true. And maybe the last question, Rupam, say for particular videos, uploaded very recently, so that might have many hits. So how you are going to balance your load, and if many requests are hitting the database, so if something happened on that particular, so how about your backup plan? So one single video will be saved in the single server, or like do you want to implement some kind of backup DB or resources, so that if something happened, at least your application will not crash, or like it will serve the request of the user.
Correct. So basically, what I would do is I need to do duplication of the systems that, I mean, I need to have some level of duplications based on the replication factor. So basically, I need to duplicate the content, so that if at all one of the node crash, so mostly I'm going to store everything in cold storage, only the ones which user is currently watching, or which are very popular, which are based on the recommendation. I am going to cache certain things. So for this cache thing, since this will be definitely much lesser compared to the total content user would possibly watch. Since this will be smaller, what I would do is I am going to store it in multiple data centers and make sure that if one goes if one entire data center data itself goes down, in that case I'll have some backup. So basically, you need to store it multiple times uh, so that it becomes easier in case of any kind of crashes.
Mhm.
And yeah, and when it comes to yeah, that will be the case. And other things will be like if more and more requests are coming for a single video to be streamed. So the my
Right.
yeah, if my API servers, the metadata API servers, who are basically who are not the metadata server, the service which basically gets a particular time frame data, which if that gets bombarded with a lot of requests, uh, yeah, in that case, how that will be handled is I will have multiple. I will be basically having horizontal scaling right at the API servers to make sure that if there are too many requests, in that case, I should be able to basically give that uh, um, give that content to user. But again, the question comes, so, if at the let's suppose I'm pulling the part files from the cold storage and streaming it across. So there could be like a lot of requests at the cold storage. So since
Okay.
yeah. So cold storage will be taking a relatively higher time, which will be like few milliseconds more compared to hot storage like cache or database. It would be relatively slower, but since we are going to stream any one window, time frame window,
Mhm.
it should be okay. Yeah.
Okay. And there is no another mechanism of using the multiple resources, as you said, like you will be keeping some kind of backup resources, right? So for
Correct.
example, database backup. So depending on the demand, you can replicate those resources in the multiple backup database, and whatever requests come, so you can there are different algorithm to divert this call to the multiple server, right? So for example, you can simply modulus by number of service. I mean, there are different mechanism actually, so that you will not hit the same db again and again. And you might also include different algorithm to the divert, but there are many ways to divert
Right.
the call to the multiple resources, so that
Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah. Yeah.
So at the API
Great.
server level, it will be mostly consistent hashing instead of just using a hash, so that it doesn't a single node doesn't become hot. I mean, rebalancing will be a challenge if we are going with hash technique. So instead, we can go with consistent hashing. But in case of storage, again, it is difficult to do it with consistent hashing or any kind of
Mhm.
hashing technique to basically scale the storage. Mostly partitioning and having read replicas is going to help.
Okay, right. So I think we are done, Rupam, and I found your system design skill is not bad actually. So you know all the things. Maybe a little bit of more practice will give you more confident. And few topics, maybe due to some time constant, I could not discuss with you. Maybe in the upcoming session we can discuss on those kind of topic, and few more mock session will give you more confident, and then we can touch upon different part of system design. So that is what my I can tell you, that is what I am seeing. And you know almost each and everything, but need little bit of polishing, and then you are in the right direction. I mean, it is not like I don't see any specific reason like you are getting rejection on the system design. But I mean, if we can work together, maybe few more sessions, so definitely you
Yes.
will be in the better position. So